You adjust your necklace every morning, maybe out of habit, maybe because it completes your look. But have you ever paused to wonder, what is this small object really doing for you? Beyond the sparkle, the style, and the compliments, there's something more happening. Something silent, something powerful. You may not see it, but the necklace resting against your chest is doing more than catching the light, it's catching energy. And depending on what it carries, it could either be unlocking your potential or quietly blocking everything you've been working toward. For thousands of women, jewelry is emotional, tied to memories, milestones, and identity. But most never realize that a necklace also works like an antenna, tuning into energy fields around you, amplifying some, dulling others. And if you're wearing it wrong, the wrong metal, the wrong symbol, even the wrong length, it might be draining you instead of lifting you. That could be why you feel unseen in meetings, stagnant in your finances, or emotionally exhausted even when you've done everything right. The necklace you chose in a rush or held onto out of habit might be whispering something into your life every single day, and not all whispers are kind. This isn't superstition, it's energy hygiene. Just like you wouldn't wear dirty clothes or shoes that don't fit, wearing jewelry that no longer aligns with who you are can quietly hold you back. The good news: you don't need to throw anything away. You just need to start seeing your necklace as more than an accessory. You need to understand how it works and how to make it work for you. Because sometimes the difference between feeling stuck and feeling unstoppable isn't a big move. It's a small shift close to the heart. So before you put on that necklace again, let's look deeper. Part 1, a necklace is never just jewelry. You don't always remember when you started wearing it. Maybe it was a gift. Maybe you bought it during a good season of life. Or maybe you put it on one day and never took it off, not out of meaning, but because it became part of your routine. That's how most people treat necklaces, as accessories, as finishing touches, as something to polish an outfit or fill an empty neckline. But the truth is, a necklace is never just jewelry. It's a daily choice made close to the heart, and your heart listens more than you think. Think about it. Where does your necklace rest? Right on your chest, right over your emotional center, every heartbeat, every word you speak, every moment of joy or anxiety, that necklace is there touching you. And just like scent clings to clothing, energy clings to what we wear, especially what stays closest to our skin. Your necklace isn't neutral. It absorbs, it reflects, it amplifies. Whether you realize it or not, it's shaping how you feel, how you show up, and how others experience your presence. Have you ever had one of those days when everything felt off, your confidence shaky, your mood low, your clarity gone, and nothing made sense? You slept okay, you ate okay, nothing major happened, but still something felt out of sync. And maybe, just maybe, you were wearing something that no longer matched who you are. That necklace from a past version of yourself. That chain gifted by someone whose energy stayed in the metal. That pendant with a shape that's pretty, but carries tension without you knowing why. What you wear on your body sends signals to your nervous system. And your body listens, even when your mind doesn't. This isn't about superstition. It's about resonance. In the same way music vibrations can lift your mood or bring tears to your eyes, objects hold frequencies too. A necklace, when chosen with awareness, becomes like a tuning fork for your energy. It can calm your anxiety, raise your confidence, anchor your values. But worn without intention, it can become emotional static. That's why so many women say things like, "I just don't feel like myself lately," while still wearing items connected to an ex, a painful job, a season of grief. Energy doesn't care if you forgot. It stays until it's cleared or replaced. And it's not just about where the necklace came from. It's about why you're still wearing it. Many of us wear the same necklace for years, even decades, because we're used to it. It becomes part of our image, almost like a silent identity badge. But if your life has changed, your purpose, your values, your dreams, shouldn't what rests on your heart reflect that evolution? A necklace can be a mirror or a lock, a guide or a ghost. The question is, do you still need what it represents? There's something powerful about pausing to ask, why am I still wearing this? And the answer isn't always dramatic. Sometimes it's comfort, sometimes it's habit, sometimes it's fear of letting go. But every necklace tells a story, and if it's one you've outgrown, it might be time to rewrite it. Not with judgment, but with love. Because when you clear space on your body, you clear space in your energy. And clarity is what makes confidence natural, not forced. Here's the shift. Stop choosing your necklace like it's a fashion decision. Start choosing it like it's a statement of intention. What do you want to feel today? What energy do you need more of? Grounding, courage, compassion, visibility. Let that be your guide. When you reach for a necklace in the morning, don't ask, does this match my shirt? Ask, does this match my direction? That small moment of presence can change how your whole day unfolds, because a necklace is not just something you wear. It's something that wears into you, into your skin, into your mood, into your mindset. You might not notice it right away, but after weeks, months, or years, the imprint is real. The necklace you put on without thinking becomes the background music of your energy field. And if it's playing a tune that no longer serves, you owe it to yourself to change the station. You don't need to burn your old jewelry or feel guilty about past choices. You just need to step back into awareness, because awareness is power. And the moment you realize that a necklace can either drain or direct your energy, you stop seeing it as decoration. You start seeing it as design, a design for how you want to feel, lead, love, and grow. So tomorrow morning, when you reach for your necklace, pause, not to overthink, but to reconnect. Hold it in your palm for just a second longer. Ask it silently, are you helping me step forward or pulling me back? And listen, because deep down you already know the answer. Part 2, the material chooses your energy. You might think you chose your necklace based on style. Maybe you liked the shine, the color, the way it complemented your skin. But what if the necklace also chose you? Not in some mystical way, but energetically. What if the material it's made of has been influencing your emotions, your confidence, even your decisions more than you realize? Because it does. Every material, gold, silver, gemstone, even stainless steel, carries a vibration. And that vibration either supports your current state or disturbs it. Gold isn't just a luxury metal. It's a symbol of clarity, power, and warmth. It holds the frequency of fire, energizing, bold, forward-moving. That's why wearing gold often makes people feel stronger, more decisive, more visible. It activates the part of you that wants to step up, speak out, lead, or shine in your own space. But here's the part no one talks about. Gold only empowers you if you're in a season where visibility and strength align with your needs. If you're already overwhelmed, burnt out, or sensitive to pressure, gold might amplify your stress instead of your strength. Wearing it might make you feel like you're constantly on, like you have to perform, push, or prove. And maybe that's not what you need right now. Silver, on the other hand, brings an entirely different energy. It doesn't push, it absorbs. It's not loud, it listens. Silver resonates with the moon, with water, with calm. It's deeply supportive for people who are emotionally attuned, those who feel everything, sense tension in a room before anyone speaks, or carry others' emotions long after the conversation ends. Silver helps ground that sensitivity. It doesn't silence it, it filters. It helps you stay clear without shutting down your empathy. If you often feel emotionally heavy or drained after being around others, silver might be exactly what your nervous system needs. It acts like a gentle buffer so you can show up fully without collapsing later. Now think about gemstones. These aren't just pretty stones from the earth. They're concentrated pockets of energy formed over thousands, sometimes millions of years. Their structure holds frequencies that speak to different parts of you. Citrine, for example, carries the energy of sunlight, confidence, optimism, manifestation. It supports financial clarity and the courage to act. Rose quartz speaks to the heart, inviting softness, forgiveness, and emotional healing. Black tourmaline, that one's like an energetic shield, protective, grounding, necessary when life feels chaotic. If you've ever felt an unexplainable pull toward a specific stone, it's not coincidence. Your body often knows what it needs before your mind can explain it. But here's where it gets more subtle and more important. If you're wearing gold when you really need gentleness, or silver when you actually need to step up, or a gemstone just because it's trendy but totally mismatched to your current state, you're sending mixed signals to your energy field. That can lead to emotional static, a sense of inner dissonance, like you're dressing for someone else's life. That's why choosing the right material matters. It's not about fashion, it's about frequency. And this goes deeper than what looks good on your skin tone. Think about what you're navigating right now. Are you stepping into leadership, trying to speak up more, building your presence in a room? Gold might be your ally. Are you healing from something heavy, setting boundaries, or trying to protect your peace? Silver may be exactly what steadies you. Are you manifesting abundance, rebuilding self-trust, or processing grief? A specific gemstone could become your quiet companion through it all. This isn't about replacing therapy or logic. It's about enhancing your energetic environment, aligning your physical choices with your emotional needs. We're constantly interacting with energy from people, from places, from our own thoughts. Your necklace is one of the few objects that touches your skin for hours, sometimes days at a time. It's not passive, it's not neutral. It's influencing you gently but consistently. That's why it matters what it's made of. And that's why once you realize this, you'll never pick a necklace the same way again. The beauty is, you don't need to memorize every crystal chart or become an energy expert. You just need to slow down for 3 seconds before putting it on. Ask yourself, how do I feel today and what do I want to feel more of? If you need warmth, wear gold. If you need stillness, wear silver. If you need clarity, choose the stone that helps you breathe deeper just by looking at it. Your intuition already knows. You just have to trust the subtle yes or no your body gives you when you hold each piece. So tomorrow, when you reach into your jewelry box, don't rush. Let your fingertips pause over the options. Notice which piece calls to you without explanation. That's the one tuned to your moment, not just your outfit. And when you put it on, do it with presence. Not for fashion, but for energy, for alignment, for you. Part 3, your pendant is an energy map. Most people choose a pendant because it looks good. It's elegant. It matches their vibe, or it holds sentimental value, a gift, a reminder, a moment frozen in time. But what if the shape you wear around your neck is more than personal taste? What if it's actually shaping your energy? Because it is. The symbol sitting on your chest isn't just decoration, it's a quiet signal to your nervous system, to your subconscious, to the energy around you. And that signal either supports your goals or subtly interferes with them. Every shape carries a story. A circle doesn't just mean harmony, it creates continuity. A square doesn't just represent balance, it grounds you. Sharp points don't just look edgy, they stimulate alertness. even defensiveness. And when you wear these shapes right over your emotional center, they speak to your body more powerfully than you think. That's why some pendants make you feel calm and anchored, and others feel strangely draining, even if you can't explain why. Let's take the coin pendant. Classic, smooth, round. A perfect symbol of financial flow, give and receive, action and rest, earning and preserving. When you wear a pendant shaped like a coin, you're reinforcing the idea of circulation. Money isn't just about gain, it's about movement, about trust, about rhythm. And wearing that rhythm near your heart sends a subtle message. I'm open to flow, I'm ready to receive, I'm not clinging, I'm aligning. That shift alone can change how you think, speak, and show up in financial decisions. Then there's the gourd, a shape that narrows at the top, expands at the bottom. It's nature's version of containment. Symbolically, it holds blessings. It preserves what you've worked hard to earn. If you're someone who tends to leak energy, emotional, financial, mental, wearing this shape can feel grounding. It says, I'm protecting what matters. I'm holding on to what nourishes me. It's not about control. It's about keeping what's meant for you instead of watching it slip away through invisible cracks. Now consider something bolder like the phoenix. This isn't a quiet charm, it's a statement. A shape that speaks of rising from the ashes, of rebuilding after collapse, of beauty born from struggle. If you've gone through a hard season, a divorce, a health challenge, a loss of identity, the phoenix isn't just symbolic, it's personal. Wearing it daily becomes a silent reminder that you're not broken, you're transforming. And every time you catch its shape in the mirror, it's like whispering to yourself, you're still rising, keep going. Or the dragon, a powerful symbol of leadership, action, clarity. The dragon doesn't second guess. It doesn't apologize for its voice. It doesn't shrink for anyone's comfort. Wearing a dragon-shaped pendant, even a minimalist one, can wake up the part of you that's been playing small. It's especially helpful if you're stepping into bigger rooms, speaking up more, leading a team, or launching something new. It's not about being aggressive. It's about reclaiming your presence without guilt. And then there are the quieter symbols, the infinity loop, the knot, the intertwined shapes. These pendants don't shout, they whisper. They remind you that growth isn't linear, that life is messy, circular, and continuous. If you're in a season where you're rebuilding relationships, healing family patterns, or learning to trust again, these pendants hold space for that. They tell your body, we're not lost, we're evolving. And that message can be more healing than any mantra on paper. Here's the truth. You don't need to overthink this. You don't need a library of symbols or a list of meanings taped to your closet. You just need to feel. To hold a pendant in your hand before putting it on. To notice what your body does in response. Tension, ease, a breath you didn't know you were holding, that's all feedback. That's your inner compass guiding you toward what resonates. Because what rests on your chest doesn't stay outside you. Over time, it becomes part of your emotional architecture. It shapes how you carry yourself, how you speak, how you respond to life. And the more your pendant reflects your values, your needs, your season, the more you'll notice things shifting around you. Not because the pendant is magic, but because you are. And now your choices reflect that. So the next time you reach for a necklace, ask yourself, what message do I want to live in today? Is this pendant a mirror of my strength or a memory I've outgrown? Does it energize me or just fill space? You deserve to wear symbols that support your becoming, not who you used to be, but who you're quietly becoming, one day, one choice, one pendant at a time. Part 4, Length Matters, where energy touches you. It sounds like such a small thing, the length of a necklace. An inch here, an inch there. Hardly seems like it would make a difference. But when it comes to energy, placement matters. Where something rests on your body determines what part of you it interacts with. And over time, that influence becomes personal, emotional, even transformational. So if you've been wearing the same necklace length for years without thinking about why, it might be time to ask, where is this necklace touching me and what is it awakening? Every part of your body speaks a different energetic language. Your throat, it speaks confidence, communication, truth. Your heart, it holds connection, emotion, compassion. Your solar plexus, that's where power, clarity, and purpose live. And your necklace, depending on where it falls, is whispering into one of those spaces all day long. It's not just resting on your skin. It's influencing the part of you it's closest to. The length you choose may be guiding you more than you realize. Let's start with the classic, a necklace that hits right at the collarbone or just below it, usually around 16 to 18 inches. This length lands right at the heart space. Emotionally, this is where we give and receive love, hold empathy, and store deep feelings. Wearing a necklace at this length is powerful for women who want to feel more grounded in their relationships, not just romantic, but relational in general. Family, friends, community. If you're navigating a season where connection feels fragile or strained, or if you're learning to trust your own emotional compass again, this is the length that speaks directly to your heart. It softens. It opens. It reminds. Now shift a few inches down to the space between the heart and the throat. Necklaces that fall around 20 to 22 inches hit this center line. It's not random. This zone blends emotional energy with self-expression. Wearing a necklace at this length supports the voice. Not just the volume of it, but the truth of it. The clarity, the authenticity, the courage to say what matters without apology. This is the length for women building their leadership, for stepping into roles that require communication, persuasion, presence. Whether you're presenting, parenting, negotiating, or simply learning to own your space in a room, this length gently energizes that space. It doesn't force, it supports. It gives your words somewhere safe to land, starting with your own body. And then there's the longer chain, 24 inches and beyond, which drops into the upper belly or solar plexus region. This is where energy gets bold. Wearing a necklace here speaks to your willpower, your decisions, your drive. This is not a passive zone. It's the place of action, of choice, of taking up space without shrinking. If you're rebuilding confidence after a setback, launching something new, or trying to reconnect with your direction, this length can help anchor you. It sits near your power center, and sometimes that's exactly where you need a little reinforcement. Of course, it's not just about the benefits, there are potential disruptions too. A chain that's too short and tight can feel constricting, not just physically, but energetically. It can tighten the throat, restrict emotion, and amplify feelings of tension or anxiety. It can make you feel like you have to hold your breath or your words. On the other hand, a necklace that hangs too low and swings around your stomach or hips may scatter your energy. It draws focus away from your center and can leave you feeling ungrounded, unfocused, or emotionally detached. The sweet spot is where the pendant touches you without pulling or floating, where it feels like it belongs, not just visually but energetically. Your body knows this. That's why some necklaces, even beautiful ones, never feel quite right. They might make you look good, but they leave you feeling unsettled. And others, they instantly feel like home, not because of the color or cost, but because of where they land. Because of how they quietly affirm a part of you that's ready to be seen, supported, or expressed. So don't leave necklace length up to chance. Make it intentional, match it to your moment. Ask yourself, where am I needing more energy right now? Is it in my voice, my heart, my confidence? Then choose a necklace that lands there. Let it rest on that space like a gentle hand. Let it remind you what you're calling in: love, power, clarity, connection. And tomorrow, when you clasp that chain behind your neck, don't rush. Feel where it falls. Breathe into that spot. Because where your necklace touches isn't random. It's a daily conversation between your body and your becoming. Choose it like it matters, because it does. Part 5. When old items hold invisible chaos. There's something comforting about wearing familiar things. An old necklace, a piece passed down, a gift from someone we once loved. These objects feel like anchors. They remind us of who we've been, what we've survived, who stood by us. But here's a truth most people don't talk about. Sometimes those same items, the ones closest to our skin, our memories, our stories, don't bring us peace. They bring static. They hold energy that no longer matches the person we are becoming. And when we keep them near without awareness, that energy lingers, quietly disrupting our focus, our confidence, even our luck. You might have experienced it already. You put on a necklace you haven't worn in a while. Maybe it belonged to someone else, or maybe it was yours during a harder chapter, and suddenly you feel heavy, anxious, unsettled, but you can't explain why. You chalk it up to hormones or a bad night's sleep. But it might be the necklace, not because it's cursed, not because it's bad, but because it's carrying something that no longer fits your current energy. Energy is real, and it sticks to things, especially objects we wear close to the body. Necklaces are particularly sensitive because they sit right over your heart or throat. That means they interact with your emotional center or your voice every single day. Over time, a piece of jewelry can absorb everything from unspoken tension to grief, resentment, even fear. And unless you've cleared it intentionally, it holds those imprints. It becomes a vessel of emotional residue. It's even more potent when the item belonged to someone else. Maybe you inherited a necklace from a family member. Maybe you were gifted one after a breakup. Maybe you found it in a vintage shop, drawn to its beauty but unaware of its history. Whatever the origin, know this: you weren't just given a design. You were given energy. And unless that energy was intentionally cleared, it might still be carrying pieces of the previous wearer's emotional blueprint. Their joys, yes, but also their wounds. This doesn't mean you should fear old jewelry. It means you should respect it and understand that if something feels off, even if it's subtle, you're allowed to question it. That sense of off isn't silly. It's your body being honest before your brain catches up. If you feel drained when you wear something, or notice a pattern of stress, conflict, or low mood associated with it, listen. Don't override it with logic. Don't dismiss it because it was expensive, sentimental, or too pretty to matter. Energy doesn't care about price tags. The good news is you don't have to throw these pieces away, but you do need to reset them. Just like we wash clothes before wearing them, we can energetically cleanse what we wear against our skin. You can place your necklace in sunlight for a few hours. Let it sit on a bowl of salt overnight, or simply hold it in your palm and say, "I release anything this item is carrying that no longer serves me." You can use incense, sound, or your own breath. What matters is the intention. It's not about ritual, it's about respect. And sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is let something go altogether, not with bitterness, not with guilt, but with gratitude. If a necklace reminds you of a version of yourself that you've outgrown, someone who tolerated too much, settled too often, dimmed their light to stay safe, maybe it's time to thank it for what it gave you and release it. You're not betraying your past. You're honoring your evolution because your energy is precious. It deserves to be protected, not entangled. The things you wear should support you, not confuse your field. They should align with your goals, your healing, your current truth, not keep pulling you back into patterns you've worked so hard to rise above. So tonight, when you take off your jewelry and lay it on your dresser, pause. Notice how it feels. Did it energize you today, or did it weigh you down? Was it aligned with who you are or who you used to be? Don't ignore the answers. They're coming from the most honest part of you. And remember, letting go of an old item doesn't mean letting go of the memory. It just means you're choosing to move forward with clearer energy, open space, and the strength to carry only what truly supports your becoming. Because when you clean the invisible weight off your body, your life often begins to move in lighter, freer, more powerful ways. Part 6, turning wearing into a daily ritual. We get dressed every day. We choose clothes based on weather, appointments, mood. We swipe on mascara, tie our hair, grab our keys. And somewhere in that routine, often half asleep or already thinking ahead, we put on our necklace. Quick, automatic, like brushing teeth. But what if that tiny moment could be something more? What if putting on your necklace, just that, became a small ritual that grounded you, clarified you, and tuned your energy for the day ahead? You don't need a sacred space or special music. You don't need candles or crystals. You just need 3 seconds of presence. Because the truth is, how you wear something matters just as much as what you wear. The energy you infuse into your jewelry when you put it on, rushed, distracted, stressed, becomes part of what that necklace holds all day. And the opposite is also true. If you pause, breathe, and choose with intention, your necklace becomes more than decoration. It becomes alignment, a personal signal to your body, your mind, and the world. This is who I'm showing up as today. It starts simply. Before you reach for your necklace, stop, put both feet on the ground, take one breath. Let it be audible if that helps, a real exhale. Then pick up the necklace, hold it, not like a task, but like a conversation. And ask yourself, what do I want to feel today? Not what you want to do, what you want to feel. Confidence, peace, clarity, presence. Let your answer come without judgment. Then choose the necklace that supports that feeling, by material, by shape, or simply by intuitive pull. When you clasp it behind your neck, don't rush off. Let your fingers rest on the pendant for just a moment. Imagine it absorbing your intention like a soft code. Imagine the metal, the chain, the stone, whatever it is carrying that frequency as you move through the day. This is not about superstition. It's about energetic coherence. When your outer choices mirror your inner needs, you move with more ease. You communicate with more truth. You protect your energy without building walls. And people feel it, not always consciously, but they respond. This ritual becomes especially powerful on hard days. The days when you feel foggy, anxious, unmotivated, or unseen. The days you want to crawl back under the covers or cancel everything. Those are the days when presence is medicine. When reaching for your necklace with intention becomes the first small win of the day. You can whisper a sentence if you want. I choose calm, or I invite courage, or even just I'm still here. You don't have to make it poetic. Just make it honest. Over time, this practice builds something you didn't expect, self-trust. The act of showing up for yourself in one small, consistent way becomes a thread of quiet power. You start to feel more connected to your choices, less reactive, more anchored. And that necklace you used to wear mindlessly, it now holds a different kind of meaning, not from the past, not from the person who gave it to you, but from you. From the way you've been infusing it with your energy, your clarity, your growth. You might even start noticing patterns. Certain necklaces feel better on certain days. Some pieces start to lose their pull. Others come back into your awareness after months or years. Let that flow be natural. Jewelry doesn't need to be static. It should reflect who you are now, not just who you were when you bought it. And this ritual helps you listen to your body, to your energy, to the subtle shifts that often get drowned out by noise. So tomorrow morning, as you stand in front of the mirror and reach for that familiar chain, pause, not because you're trying to be spiritual, but because you're choosing to be present. In that quiet moment, you're not just accessorizing, you're attuning. You're declaring to yourself more than anyone else that your energy matters, that how you carry yourself matters, that you deserve to move through your day supported, aligned, and aware. And maybe, just maybe, that tiny shift becomes the thread that holds your whole day together, not with force, not with performance, but with grace, quiet, and power, the kind that doesn't need to shout to be felt. Final, every day you make 1,000 choices, some big, some tiny. Most pass by unnoticed, like the moment you put on your necklace. But now maybe you see that moment differently. Maybe you've realized it's not so small after all. A necklace isn't just something you wear. It's something that wears into you through where it rests, what it's made of, the shape it holds, and the energy it quietly collects over time. Science tells us that everything vibrates, our thoughts, our emotions, even the objects we touch. That's not metaphysics, that's measurable. And the closer something is to your body, the more it interacts with your energy field. Especially when it rests on your heart, your voice, your center. Especially when you've worn it for years without asking why. You don't need to be an expert in chakras or crystals to feel what's resonant. Your body already knows. You feel it when something lifts you or weighs you down. You feel it when a necklace brings ease or when it brings tension you can't name. That's not imagination. That's biofeedback. That's your nervous system communicating through intuition, the oldest wisdom you have. And maybe now you'll approach that morning moment with a little more presence. You'll pause before you reach. You'll choose with intention. Not out of habit, but out of alignment. And that shift, subtle as it may seem, ripples through your day, through your presence, through your energy. Because when something touches your skin for hours at a time, it should speak to your becoming, not just your past. It should support your clarity, not echo old noise. It should reflect who you are now and who you're gently growing into. So tonight, as you take your necklace off, ask yourself softly, did this piece carry me closer to who I want to be? And if the answer is unclear, don't rush to change. Just listen. Trust that the body remembers what the mind forgets. And sometimes, healing begins not in a grand gesture, but in the quiet choice of what we wear close to our heart.